Welcome everybody, this is Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. We are your friendly neighborhood Beeroes. My name is Ty, across the internet is Kev, and today we're going to speak about our own speculation if there were to be an Into the Spiderverse live action film with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. And Kev's going to start, but first we'll say if we want this or not. So Kev, what are you thinking? You want this or no?
I don't think I want this, man.
Why not?
I don't think I do. I don't think I do because I really want my Spider-Man stories to just stand on their own. I know we had talked previously before how the Tom Holland solo Spider-Man movies, I feel, still weigh heavily on the impact of the Avengers or the MCU as a whole, and I want them to go back to more of a, let's say, Sam Raimi formula.
Okay.
And as cool as it would be to see an epic battle between Spider-Man and his entire rogues gallery and Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire standing side by side and go into battle, sure, I would love it. It would be, in a way, it would almost be my Avengers Endgame moment when everybody's involved, fighting Thanos. But I am a believer that Spider-Man's story is so strong on its own. His relationship with his villains, his relationship with, the people he cares for, Harry Osborn, Mary Jane, Aunt May. They're good on their own. I just rewatched 1 and 2 of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies.
So you still have one more to go?
I'm gonna skip that one. You know what? I actually watched that one not too long ago, and I was like, I haven't seen this in a while. Let's revisit. And then I finished it, and I was like, I wish I didn't revisit it. So I decided to watch 1 and 2 again, and there's a charm about them. And listen, I think Tom Holland as Spider-Man is effing awesome.
Yeah.
Great casting choice. His charisma, his portrayal of Peter Parker is flawless.
Perfect for a younger Peter Parker too, like right out of high school. Or right in high school, I should say, not out of high school.
I mean, he's fantastic. I even loved Andrew Garfield's, and I feel like a lot of people overlook it, and maybe a lot of people don't like it. I really don't know. I know Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just kind of like, did not go over really well. It wasn't a great movie, but the first Amazing Spider-Man, I enjoyed, and I liked Andrew Garfield, and I wanted to see more of what he could do. But if you're going to go with the Spider-Man story, I don't know. I get that a lot of people are fans of these multiverses. DC has theirs, and Marvel could introduce their iteration of a multiverse or a Spider-Verse or whatever. And that's cool, and some people might love it. But for me, I don't really care for the multiverse in multiple realms or multiple worlds. I just want to see a really awesome Spider-Man story. And that's it.
I disagree in the fact that I do like the multiverses, because especially within DC, this is not DC centric, but because I like how I can have a Batman that died and have a Thomas Wayne who shoots people and kills people as a new Batman. I think that's cool. But in this sense, I would enjoy it because, in my idea of an Into the Spider-Verse, our Peter B. Parker, per se, would be, Tobey Maguire. It's been years. He's older. You can say he lost Mary Jane. He can be upset and disheveled and done with his career. And then gets introduced to a Tom Holland who's young and optimistic Spider-Man. And I think that would be a cool concept to see those two mesh together and try and come together to take over, a similar threat, whether it be like a Doc Ock or, on a Penguin, Jesus, freaking Wilson Fisk.
Multiverse, it's confusing.
Yeah. But I think it would be cool. I think it would be a good dynamic to have that older, disheveled, disgruntled Peter B. Parker, to sense, as your Tobey Maguire, helping out the younger Tom Holland. I think that'd be a cool concept to watch on big screen.
Hey, listen, if it's done well, I could watch it and be like, hey, this was a fantastic idea. I'm glad they did this. I see your point. And do I think that would be awesome? Absolutely. I think, and I know it sounds like I'm kind of contradicting myself. When you put it in that way, I think it would be cool to see. I think it would be, if Tobey Maguire were to come back as a Spider-Man from an alternate universe, from 2002. I don't know how they'd work it. But if he was Spider-Man in one universe, he comes to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. If it's done well, sure, I think it would be awesome. For me, I just miss watching a Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
And having to think about, because of what Black Panther did or Doctor Strange did or Captain Marvel did, this is how Spider-Man is dealing with all this kind of stuff now because of that. Like, there was just something about Raimi's movies, and hey, I get it. It's been done before, you could say, and geez, Kev, if you're really into that, well then just go watch Raimi's movies again. Well, I did watch them again, and they're awesome. But I just miss having that story of Spider-Man in New York and going through all his trials and tribulations on his own, and not having to have any other Marvel character, impact his story, because I think his story is strong enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I'm a little biased, so I'm just not a big fan of multiverses and all this kind of stuff. And it can be done well, and if it's done well, it could be awesome. If they end up doing it, am I going to see it? Absolutely. I'll probably buy my ticket and be there opening night.
Yeah.
Whenever movie theaters decide to open again. But I really just would love to see Spider-Man just back to being a solo Spider-Man story. He's in New York City. He's battling whatever villain they decide to place in the film, and just to watch his relationship with the other characters. That's all I want for 2 hours. Boom, I'm good.
All right. So going into this, right? If you had to choose, regardless of him just being solo or not, right? And this was like your idea, you had to go into a creative meeting and talk about how you want Into the Spider-Verse to happen. Who would you choose as a villain to disrupt time and space, to have all of these other Spider-Men come together and destroy this villain?
Wow. So I guess, I would say Mysterio.
Yes.
But at the same time, I don't know, thinking about the way Mysterio works, so he could basically bend space and time to make, I guess if they were to focus on Tom Holland Spider-Man, think that he's in a multiverse and he might not be in a multiverse. So if they went that route, where it wasn't actually happening, but Mysterio was making him think it was happening, I might be cool with that. I know that might sound confusing, but
no, it's right up Mysterio's alley. To think he's meeting all these different Spider-Men from different, universes and timelines. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I think it'd be really cool, because instead of in Far From Home, it was exaggerated within the area and what he was doing. But if for a whole movie, Mysterio wasn't dead and was tricking him to think he was in this whole other multiverse of madness, which is, I guess, Doctor Strange's film, but whatever. But all these different Spider-Men, and he was in this, and at the end, it's like, this didn't actually happen. It was actually Mysterio. Putting him in this scenario would be pretty freaking badass, in my opinion.
I think if they go that way, and Marvel, if you're listening, take notes, because I know they're tuning in. I think if they go that way, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you do that, bring back Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. Just do it.
Yes, that'd be sick.
I'm saying, just do it.
Dude, he has the face of Green Goblin. Like he is Green Goblin.
Also face for Joker as well. I'm just saying. But I think he would bring him back. The actor whose name escapes me, who played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, which was another
awesome, fantastic.
Choice, bring his ass back.
Yes,
because he was incredible. Do not call Topher Grace at all to play Venom. It's okay. Thank you, Topher, for what you've done, but you can just move along. I guess use Tom Hardy as Venom. I don't know, whatever they're planning on doing. But I think if you had Mysterio, like, make Tom Holland Spider-Man think that he is in a multiverse.
Yes.
I think that would be kind of cool. Now kind of like going towards the other side.
And you know what? I really, honestly, I want the dynamic that Peter B. Parker and Miles Morales had in the, animated film Into the Spiderverse, because that was cool. Because, at first Peter B. Parker was like, where am I? What the fuck is this? I don't want to deal with this. And then he had like a father-son relationship with Miles and helped him out. And I would love to see, because I know Toby was great with it, and I know Tom Holland, he knows how to interact with father figures. We've seen him with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and they had perfect chemistry. I think we would see the same thing with Tobey Maguire if he was like a Peter B. Parker to Tom Holland. And I think it would be sick, and it would be interesting. And to bring back like a whole villain cast into this like Mysterio realm that he creates for Tom Holland would be pretty badass.
There's no denying that would be cool to see. I definitely think at some point they will introduce a Miles Morales to the live action films, which I think would be kind of poetic in a way.
Oh yeah.
If you were to have Tom Holland Spider-Man, so you had mentioned Tony Stark was his father figure, so to speak. And then what if Tom Holland Spider-Man was a older brother / young father to a Miles Morales?
Yeah.
I think maybe that's something that they should probably do. And I think they will do. I could see something like that happening.
Would you bring a spider pig into this or no?
Absolutely. Sorry, as I'm picking my teeth, it's really disgusting. I would not. I think it works really well in the animated films, but in live action, I just think it would come off stupid. But you know what I do like though is first off, I did enjoy Spider-Man Noir.
Yes.
And first off, Nicolas Cage, the man, the myth, the legend, Nicolas Cage, speaking for him. I do like the whole Spider-Man Noir feel.
I do too.
I would like a Spider-Man Noir solo
film. I agree. Just like I would like a Batman Noir solo film. Him just a detective, doing it, like looking into a crime that like Penguin or Riddler created. Just black and white, old school, detective vibe. I think that would be sick.
I think so too. I don't know. I don't know if I would like it live action. Like, I think if you did it live action, I don't want it to be too, like, Sin City-esque live action.
Well, you can do it differently. Sin City's one of its own. I mean, they're very over the top. You don't have to make it over the top.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd like to see an animated Spider-Man Noir film. I think that'd be cool. In the same vein of, like, the way the animation was in Spider-Man and Into the Spiderverse.
Yeah, I agree.
I would like to see that and have Nick Cage voice him in a solo. I don't know the demand for a Spider-Man Noir film. I don't know if people are really asking for that.
See, I would dig it.
I would dig it too.
He's too busy trying to be, Joe Exotic in the new, Tiger King series. But maybe after that, he could come in and do a Spider-Man Noir series, which would be sick, or Spider-Man Noir movie. But who knows?
I forgot about that. Oh, that's so good. I can't wait for that as well. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think if they did it in the way that we had said we would like to see it done, then sure, I would be on board.
Yeah.
I just miss my solo Spider-Man stories. I just miss that,
I know you do.
Not think about like everything else that's going on around him. I just want to focus on New York City, Peter Parker, whatever villain he's facing. Boom, that's it.
Preach. Well, give us your thoughts on what you would want to see if you had to out of an Into the Spiderverse live action film. Would you want Toby, Andrew, and Tom back to do a nice Clash of the Titans against whatever villains there were? What villains would you want to see in that kind of film? Comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, thank you for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.